Welcome, what is up? Thank you for tuning back into the Chaos Slayer. Of course, I'm Chris Chaos here with your Royal Rumble recap. Or Royal Rumble thoughts. Because I'm not going to recap the whole show. You can go, if you want to know who won everything, you can go do whatever. I'm not doing that anymore. That's taking up too much of my time. What I am going to do is I'm going to give you some of my thoughts from the show. Number one, I didn't watch the pre-show. I hated the fact that the tag titles were on the pre-show, and it pisses me off even more that the club won the titles. I love the club winning the title. Don't get me wrong. I just hate that they did it on the pre-show. It needed to happen. It needed to be on the pay-per-view, on the main show. Nia beating Sasha is not that big of a deal to me because they're trying to lift up Nia. It's not that they're hurting Sasha, which a lot of people actually think that they're doing, or the scuttlebutt that I'm hearing anyway. It's more of a, well, let's bring Nia up to where these others are at. I still think she's got a long way to go, but that's just my opinion. Kevin Owens retains. Before that, Neville and Rich Swann had a great match. I can't wait to go back tomorrow and watch it. The Universal title match, I don't understand. First of all, I was right when I was thinking that Jericho's going to have something in his pocket. And I don't know if I talked about that. I don't think I talked about that on my video, but I had been thinking about it all week, that Jericho's going to have like Nux or something. And sure enough, they were Nux. So the ending of the match, Strowman coming out, I don't get it. But they're going to tie it together, I'm sure. Let's just see where that goes. I'm sure it's going to be just a one-off at Fastlane, if I had to guess. The AJ Cena match, look, I heard from people that they had a great match. I didn't get to see the match because the feed that from the network that we had at the get together or party or whatever, Rumble party, if you will. There were like 14 or 15 of us, counting all the kids that were there. I didn't get to see a lot of the match. Now I'm going to go back and watch it tomorrow and really digest it, but I didn't get to see it. I'm going to watch the Rumble match in its entirety as well tomorrow. I probably just watch the whole pay-per-view again, but because since I had so many people around me, I couldn't just sit and listen to the commentary. And plus, I was talking and everybody was talking. You get, a bunch of people talking in a small place. It's hard to hear anything unless it's right next to you. I don't like the fact that they didn't make a big deal out of Cena going for number 16. They should have made a bigger deal out of it than what they did. I hate that Cena won the title. I have no problem with AJ doing the job. AJ can do the job to anybody. I think that the way that they booked this match, though, and the story that they were telling leading into it, that AJ needed to win the match because you've kind of cut AJ's balls off now. And I don't like it. I don't like it when you cut the talent's balls off. Speaking of cutting the talent's balls off, let's talk about Tye Dillinger for just a second. I think that no one knows what to do. It was so obvious. It was so obvious. You had to have him come out, and you had to have him come out at number 10. Big props to WWE for finally doing something that was a no-brainer. But he didn't get any shine. He didn't get any real shine. He got a little shine, but it was shine with Sammy, with Dean, with Baron Corbin. It didn't work like it should have. or it didn't play out like it should have. No Joe, no Finn. Now Finn could still be hurt. I'm guessing is why he wasn't in the Rumble. No Joe. I don't know what they're. You know, he was on the Takeover show. I'm guessing he's going to go back to NXT and he's going to work with Rude. I don't know. But I think if Joe goes back to NXT, that Ty Dillinger needs to go back down there too. He doesn't need to be on the main roster until after WrestleMania. And I think that's probably what they're going to do with Samoa Joe. Which means that Samoa Joe is not going to get that big WrestleMania match. Which means that he's not going to go against Cena. Which means that maybe we will still get John Cena versus The Undertaker. Instead of Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker, even though they kind of set it up tonight. Goldberg and Lesnar, that was horseshit. Again, I say it was horseshit because you had Lesnar come in and just dominate, and then Goldberg comes in, spears him one time, and dumps him, and it's bad. You can't have Goldberg, who is in horrible ring shape, by the way. He looks physically phenomenal, but there is a huge difference in being in physical shape and being in ring-ready shape. Trust me. I've been in the ring. I was never in great shape, ever, in my life. I'm in probably the best shape I've ever been in now, and I don't work anymore, so Goldberg has got to work on that, because if he's going to have a WrestleMania match in the condition he's in now, it's not going to work. It's going to be horrible. And I, at this point, do not want to see Goldberg versus Lesnar. Actually, let me back that up. I never wanted to see that match. I didn't want to see it when it first happened, 12 years ago? 13 years ago? I didn't want to see it at the Survivor Series, and I didn't want to see it in the Rumble, and I don't want to see it at WrestleMania. But yet, if I watch WrestleMania, I guess I'm going to have to sit through it one more time. Maybe they'll do something different. Maybe they'll tell Goldberg to go the hell to the house, because he sucks. Anyway, Roman Reigns coming out, and by the way, had Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble, had WWE did that, they would have done that they would have done that just to piss everybody off, basically. And I think they just put him in the Rumble just to kind of fuck with everybody. Instead of teasing us that something that we really want to see is about to happen, they teased us with something we really don't want to see that could just be about to happen. Orton is your winner. I would have rather them done Bray Wyatt, but it is what it is. Maybe Bray wins the title at the Elimination Chamber as rumored, but that looks really bad for John Cena. For him to win the 16th title and then lose it in 2 weeks. It looks bad. That's another reason why I would not have put the title on Cena, because Cena is a megastar, whether you want to admit it or not, and he needs to be treated as such. And giving him a 2-week title reign, if they go through with that idea, is absolutely horrible. And that's something else for me to get on here and bitch and complain about, like everybody else is going to do, I'm sure. Now, let's see what Raw and SmackDown have for us this week. I feel like I don't want to even do anything video-wise until I can actually process what's going on, but I will probably still be back tomorrow night after Monday Night Raw. So, I will live tweet tomorrow night, so stay tuned for that. And until then, that's all I've got. Chaos out.